costly plague. He thus inspires the devotees to perform dramatic dancing that is infused with aspects of his own devotional service. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. He is accompanied by the Sankirtan movement, which is a religious practice for the age of Kali. He is the son of Nand Maharaj come again. He is the extraordinarily brilliant ornament of the earth. His preaching mood is suitably adapted to the cycle of birth and death. His consciousness is fixed in meditation on his own form of Krishna. He is always accompanied by his transcendental abode. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. His eyes, the soles of his feet, and his clothing are reddish, like the color that heralds the rising sun. As he utters his own names, his voice falters. He awakens a sweet flavor of life throughout the universe. I bow down to Gaura, the beautiful son of Mother Sachi. Yeah, Shri Sachitudashtakam ki jai. So, a very beautiful song written by one of the staunch devotee of Lord Chaitanya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So, we will discuss this verse from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita on this auspicious day. You can repeat behind me. Raja kahe ami tomar dasir anudas. Bhritera bhritya kar morash. Raja kahe ami tomar dasir anudas. Bhritera bhritya kar morayash. I'll just tell the meaning. Raja is Prataprudra Maharaj. He's saying, Ami Tomar Daser Anudas. He's telling Lord Chaitanya, I am the most obedient servant of a servant. And it is my ambition that you accept me as servant of a servant. So, yeah, so please, you can recite. Raja Krishna. Yes, Vaishnavis? Raja kahe ami tomar dasir anudas. Bhritera bhritya kar Raja kahe, the king said, Ami, I, Tomar, your Nasir Anudas, most obedient servant of servants. Bhrittera Bhritya, servant of the servants. Kara, make me. A, this. Mora Ash, my desire. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The king replied, "My lord, I am the most obedient servant of his servants. It is my ambition that you will accept me as a servant of your servants." Purport. The greatest achievement for a devotee is to become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. Actually, no one should desire to become the direct servant of the Lord. That is not a very good idea. When Prahlad Maharaj was offered a benediction by Nrsimhadev, Prahlad rejected all kind of material benedictions, but he prayed to become the servant of the Lord. When Dhruva Maharaj was offered a benediction by Kuvera, the treasurer of the demigods, Dhruva could have asked for unlimited material opulence, but he simply asked for the benediction of becoming servant of the servants of the Lord. Kolveja Sridhar was a very poor man, but when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to give him a benediction, he also prayed to the Lord to be allowed to remain a servant of the servants of the Lord. The conclusion is that being the servant of the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest benediction one can desire. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमस्ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा। So first of all, I'd like to welcome you all once again on this auspicious day of Sri Gaura Purnima, the most auspicious appearance day of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I feel very blessed to be in the presence of you all over here, and very blessed to have to behold the amazing darshans of Sri Radha Giridhari, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra or Nitai. My gratitude to His Grace Kala Prabhu. He is always very kind, loving and welcoming. And Krishna Chandra Prabhu, Suhrit Krishna Prabhu, who have been coordinating my visit. So, and thank you to all of you for coming this morning. So, today is quite a cold morning compared to all the other days I've been here. And I feel association of devotees, the warmth. It's pretty cold outside, but when we come inside and are in the association of devotees, we can feel the warmth. And in the association of devotees, this mood being highlighted in this verse, It's quite amazing. Twice in the uh, translation is with the word servant of the servant. Of course, there in the main text. So the phrase servant of the servant has come 8 times over here. 2 times in word to word meaning, 2 times in translation, and 4 times in the purport. Servant of the servant, this phrase. So it is repeated in this one verse 8 times, servant of the servant. And Prabhupada, he begins by saying that this is the greatest or the highest achievement for a devotee. In the human form of life, of course, but for a devotee of Lord, this is the highest achievement. So I have selected this verse because we want to pray on this auspicious day for something high or for the highest achievement in life. So I remember we were here in 2023, His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu and myself. It was the month of May, and His Holiness Devamra Swami Maharaj was here, and he gave a class, and we could hear from him, and he narrated a pastime very beautifully. So following in his footsteps, praying for the blessing of his lotus feet, I will like to narrate that pastime to begin with, which also shows the mood of the servant of the servant. And yeah, so Maharaj narrated the pastime of how Lord Chaitanya, he was traveling in South India, and he came to the place called Kavur on the bank of Godavari, and there he met Ramanand Rai. And Lord Chaitanya asked Ramanand Rai that you retire from your government job. He was a highly placed governor of a province. Lord Chaitanya asked him that you retire from this and join me in Jagannath Puri. Ramanand Rai actually prayed. Ramanand Rai said, "My Lord, you have come here. Please stay at least 10 days to give me your association." Lord said, "Why 10 days? Live with me for the entire life. Come to Jagannath Puri." So you should join me. Of course, the Lord did stay for some time, but he invited him. He said, "I would like that you stay with me." So now Ramanand Rai kind of, since Lord asked, so he like abruptly he resigned from his job. So he approaches the king after a short while, King Maharaj Pratap Rudra, who was very eagerly looking forth a personal audience with Lord Chaitanya. And he was requesting Sarvama Bhattacharya, other devotees, and he was not getting it. And here, one of his governors, one of his subordinates, comes to him and says, Lord Chaitanya has invited me to be with him for entire life, and I want to resign. Now just imagine, the king is not getting a single interview or a single personal audience, but his subordinate is being invited to be with the Lord throughout. So naturally, anyone would have envy within the heart. But the king, when he heard that, he got up from his throne. Ramananda Rai came to him and informed him of this and asked to be released from this service. The king got up from his throne and rushed forward and embraced Ramananda Rai, and holding his hand, he says, "You are so fortunate. You are so fortunate. Just you have nothing to worry. Go and serve Lord Chaitanya. And now, if you abruptly resign, you may not get pension. In India, there is a pension system. I don't know how it is here. The government used to give pension for the employees. He was employed by the king. He said, I not just grant you pension to your abruptly resigning, I will give you twice the pension, double the pension. He grants him double pension, and His Holiness Devamra Swami Maharaj remarked he saw that we were also sitting there. So in the context of our service, he said, Maharaj Prataprudra gave a perfect devotee care package. Devotee care package. Like, this is one of my service. I've been traveling uh, extensively to several places to conduct devotee care training and education and also inspire devotee care initiatives. So here we see the king offers a perfect devotee care package to Ramanand Rai because he had a big family actually to support. And here Lord Chaitanya says to you, be with me and resign. And no, Ramanand Rai didn't ask, how will I maintain the family and so on and so forth. But Maharaj Prataprudra understood that he has a big family to maintain. And if he's going to resign, that may, affect the family, his external situation. So therefore, Maharaj Prataprudra on his own, he said, you take double the pension. And without any worries, you serve Lord Chaitanya. So therefore, we see one very important principle. So I'll highlight this principle from different pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. The principle of devotees supporting each other service to Krishna. So that Ramanand Rai can, without worries, can support or can assist Lord Chaitanya in his pastimes. Maharaj Prataprudra supported him financially. Supported him financially. So this among in the community of devotees, the devotee care initiative in ISKCON is aimed at embedding the culture of care in Krishna conscious communities. We have communities of devotees who are conscious of Krishna, but they may not be conscious of the devotees that they need some kind of support system. Bhagavatam says, when we are just conscious of Krishna and not his devotees, we are at the beginning stage, Kanishtadhikaris. But when we become conscious of the devotees of the Lord, Archayam eva hare yahatu shadhya ihate. So Bhagavatam says, one who serves the deity from the Lord, Archayam eva hare, with great faith, with great resources, we may spend a lot on service of our deities, put a lot of energy, and which is very good. Prabhupada encourages of all of us. And we serve the devotees, we serve the deities with great faith, with a lot of opulence, and so on and so forth. And that is perfect. So, Shraddhayam eva hare yatu shraddhyai hate. But one who doesn't have similar faith in the service of the devotees, that person remains a neophyte. Neophyte or a beginner devotee, Krishnadhikari. But when a person becomes conscious of devotees, that person makes tangible spiritual progress and comes to the level of Madhyamadhikari. So the being conscious of the devotees, along with Krishna consciousness, then we are making progress. Or in other words, being conscious of devotees is higher because it takes us to the higher level of Krishna consciousness. So in this way, we see here the support of the devotee care package which Maharaj Prataprudra offered to Ramanand Rai. There are several such stories of devotees supporting each other's service to Krishna. Devotees doing that. Now, at times, I travel extensively and I meet so many devotees. Those who spend maybe 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years in Krishna consciousness, and I interact with them. They often we have a conversation about devotee care, and many devotees they sometimes express their thoughts about devotee care. What do they understand of devotee care? So just sharing certain things with you, again in the context of I'm coming to Gaura Lila very soon. So in one of the places I went in Europe, there was a beautiful Kirtan Mela, and the devotees were so enthusiastic. And I give a talk. There were some talks also in between. I gave a short talk on devotee care. One devotee came to me. He said, actually, devotee care means to inspire each other to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, take shelter of the Lord, and to depend upon Krishna. I said, perfect, right? So yes, that's it's devotee care, that we take shelter of the holy name of the Lord, we depend upon Krishna. But then I said, I'd like to share something with you from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then I asked him, who has chanted the maximum holy name in our sampradaya? In our parampara, among the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, who has chanted the maximum holy names? Namacharya Haridas Thakur, right? Haridas Thakur Shakhar Adbhuta Charit Teen Laksha Namate Hona Patit. He is such amazing devotee of the Lord that he daily chanted 300,000 names every day. Now, when he came to Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya personally selected a place for him to stay near to him. Okay, the housing care. He selected a suitable place, and there was a feeling in his heart, heaviness in his heart, or a painful feeling in his heart. I will not be able to go and see Jagannath. Like you are staying in Jagannath Puri, and you can't go and see Jagannath. Just imagine that you are staying somewhere nearby here, and you can't come to see Radha Giridhari, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. It's quite painful. So that was the pain in his heart. So Lord Chaitanya, understanding that, he got him a place nearby, and from Haridas Thakur's courtyard, the Sudarshan Chakra at the top of the temple would be seen that point of time. Not just that point of time, when I visited Jagannath Puri for the first time, from the courtyard there itself, Siddhabakul, one could see the Chakra of Jagannath. In the year 1999, I'm talking. So we could see the Sudarshan Chakra of Jagannath temple from the courtyard of Siddhabakul. Now you can't see because of so many buildings. But yes, and Lord Chaitanya said, okay, look, be here and see the chakra, that is darshan of Jagannath for you. Mandire ra chakra dekhi kari hapanam. Offer your obeisances, you will be able to see Jagannath by seeing Sudarshan Chakra. And you chant the holy names here. So he got a good place, housing, and Lord Chaitanya told him that he made an arrangement for him to have darshan of Jagannath. But still, there was some pain in the heart. And understanding that, Lord Chaitanya said, Haridas, you stay here, I will come to see you daily. And that, comforted him like anything. So though he could not go and see Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, as Lord Chaitanya, came to see him daily. So, and therefore he could, and that would give him so much energy, so much inspiration. Not just that, I will daily send prasadam for you, tiffin service. So Lord Chaitanya himself, he would daily bring a tiffin for Haridas Thakur, daily. He says, Pratidina asiyami kariba milan. I will come here daily to see you. Not just that, I will bring Mahaprasad of Jagannath so that you can continue to chant the holy names. So I narrated this story and I asked him, do you think devotees need some prasadam support? Also, right? So we want to say, okay, just take shelter of the holy name. But to be able to do that, to be able to practice our spiritual life, we need support system. And then he actually agreed. Right? So another story. Who is one of the most compassionate devotees? Of course, all Lord Garanga devotees are, full of compassion. But who is one of the most compassionate devotee of Lord Gauranga? Sorry, loudly. Vasudev Datta Thakur. Vasudev Datta Thakur. He's counted as one of the most compassionate devotees. He prayed for the deliverance of all living entities. All living entities. In my travels, I heard some devotees, like some devotees are undergoing a lot of suffering, and other devotees saying, "Oh, he is suffering because of his karma. This devotee is suffering because of his karma. So, what can we do about it?" I said, Vasudev Datta Thakur wants to take the karma of all the jivas. Can we share a little bit for one devotee? We don't have to actually share also. So can we comfort that devotee? Can we comfort that devotee? Right? Rather than just philosophizing that is the karma. And actually, for devotees, Krishna takes charge of all the karma. Karmani nirdhati kintuja bhakti bhajam, Lord Brahma says. Krishna destroys or Krishna takes charge of that karma. So it's not coming as per karma, it's just being given by Krishna for that devotee's purification and intensification of bhakti, not just purification. Because during the difficult times, we take shelter of Krishna, our bhakti becomes intense. Therefore, for the purification and intensification of bhakti, Krishna actually delivers, which seems like karma, but it is actually coming from Krishna. So, but it is the duty of the devotees to support each other and not just philosophize the karma. And even if we believe it's karma, look at Vasudev Datta Thakur, who is ready to take karma of all living entities. And uh, we may follow in his footsteps. At least share, something to appease something of devotees. So uh, this is what we learn from Vasudev Datta Thakur. Not just that. Now, not just only Vasudev Datta Thakur prayed for the deliverance of all living entities. He was so liberal. That whatever he would earn, he would spend on devotee care. He would just spend on Vaishnavas. He would see there are devotees who are needy. Right? Just no, one thing is to pray for others. That's one thing, which is a great virtue. But other thing is whatever he would have, he would try to spend it to those Vaishnavas who were needy. So much so that he had no savings. When Lord Chaitanya was visiting, he noticed that Vasudev Datta Thakur is so liberal that he doesn't have any financial savings. He just spent everything to serve the devotees, in the mood of the servant of the servant. Lord Chaitanya became concerned. He says, you are a householder. Grahastha hoye nahi ho chahiye sanchay na kaile kutumb bharan na hai. As a grahastha, you must have some savings. How will you maintain a family? This is Lord Chaitanya telling him. Right? Lord Chaitanya has come to give the highest wealth of the spiritual world, of Goloka Vrindavan, but he is concerned about his devotee who is pure devotee, has no material attachment, that you must have some savings. He is telling Vasudev Datta Thakur, you as a householder, you must have some savings, since you are in this material world. Otherwise, how will you maintain your family? But then he understood Vasudev Datta Thakur is very liberal. If I tell him to save, he may say yes, but then he may not be able to do so because that is not him. He is so liberal by nature, he just will spend everything. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya understood that he needs to be complemented. This is not his strength. His strength is to spend. His strength is not to save. Therefore, some devotee has to support him, complement him. Therefore, he called up Shivanand Singh, who was a yatra manager. And as a yatra manager, he has to be, financially savvy person. So he said, Shivanand Singh, he called him, he said, you become his finance manager. You take charge of his finances, make sure he has some saving. This is all there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, many times, different devotees, they have different strengths. or they have weaknesses also. Devotees need to complement each other. Here, on one side, the strength of Vasudeva Thakur, his compassion, his liberal nature is a strength. But to maintain his family, it became a weakness. He must have some savings. But other devotee who was good in finances, then he supported. And Lord Chaitanya created. He created that support system. He supported him. You support him. He may not be able to do so because of his liberal nature. So therefore, different devotees in a community, we all have different strengths and we have some weaknesses. And therefore, with our strength, we complement each other as taught by Lord Chaitanya. So that's another beautiful pastime. There is, okay, so continuing with Ramanand Rai, this verse, when Maharaj Prataprudra gave that devotee care package to Ramanand Rai comes to Lord Chaitanya and he tells him, he says, my Lord, I have resigned and I have come fully, but to let you know that I told the king of your desire, and when he heard your name, he became ecstatic. He came and embraced me and said, you are so fortunate. I am so unfortunate that I am not able to see Lord Chaitanya. He narrates the whole thing. And then he says, he has given me double the pension also to support me. And immediately Lord Chaitanya says, Prabhu kahe tum Krishna bhakta pradhan, tumake priti kare se bhagyavan. Oh, you are such a foremost devotee, you are such an advanced devotee of Krishna. Since the king has shown you affection and practical affection, he gave the support system also. Since the king has shown you such love and affection, Toma ke priti kare sei bhagyavan. He is also very fortunate. For this quality, Krishna will accept him. Sei gune Krishna karibian angikar. So Lord Chaitanya says, because of this quality, Lord Krishna will accept him. Who is Lord Krishna? Lord Chaitanya. He accepted the request now. By saying that Krishna will accept him, he actually accepted the request. So you see, Sar Mahabhattacharya, so many devotees are appealing that please grant an audience to the king. But that was not happening. As soon as he served somebody, facilitated Ramananda Rai's service, as soon as he facilitated another devotee's service to Krishna, Lord Chaitanya immediately accepted the request. So much so, Prabhupada says, Lord became eager to meet him now. And during the Rath Yatra, when he was dancing, he was protected by several circles. And Prataprudra Maharaj was in the last circle. There were many circles of devotees chanting. And whenever Lord Chaitanya would, dance and like he would swoon in ecstasy, Nityananda Prabhu will hold him. He was the first circle. Nityananda Prabhu alone was like the first circle of protection for Lord Chaitanya. And there were several others. But everyone became, inattentive or whatever. And Lord Chaitanya swooned in ecstasy and went and fell directly in the hands of Maharaj Prataprudra in the last circle. And that means all other circle of devotees, bypassing them, or they became inattentive, they did not protected him, and he swooned in ecstasy, fell directly in the hands of Maharaj Prataprudra. And Prabhupada says, he became eager now, he's coming, Lord is coming now to see him. Earlier he was wanting to see the Lord, but now the tables have turned. Of his service and support to Ramanand Rai, Lord became so eager to see him. This is about the devotee care initiative in ISKCON, which Prabhupada says is the highest benediction. So of course the pastime actually goes. Lord Chaitanya still externally predicts that he doesn't want to give mercy, though within his heart he is very eager to bestow mercy. When Maharaj Prataprudra is holding Lord Chaitanya in his arms, and suddenly when Lord Chaitanya comes to external consciousness, and he sees the king. Externally, he says, "Oh, she," like he says, I'm condemned that I have touched the Vishay. Just see the internal versus external. He is eager to see, he is coming forth, but just to teach other lesson, he kind of says, "Oh, I have touched the Vishay, a materialist." Maharaj Pratap Rudra became very scared that I have committed some offense. Sarma Bhattacharya says, don't worry, this is all external. He has come to see you." This is his mercy to you, but just he is externally giving a caution to other people that one should not be eager to meet the king, especially in the renounced order of life, so on and so forth. And then there was a break. There was a break during the Rath Yatra. Balagandi Bhoga was being offered, and Lord Chaitanya went in the nearby garden and he was resting. And that was the time Sarva he was only saying Gurida, Gurida, what verse, what word he picked up, and he was saying Gurida, Gurida, he was telling us, you are not telling us, we the king, since you have given me the joy by silent with verses. And then he says, Gurida, Gurida, your most magnanimous, and after that, he kind of not more than composed, but except, please tell me who are you? Just imagine. He can't speak. The lie is absolute truth. Question is absolute truth. Can't speak lie. He asked, who are you? If not going to be here, we want to kill. He will say, chi, chi, car. Like that. And react like that. The way he is reacting sometime back. So now he asked that question, who are you? And the king, he fixed in his terms. What did he say? I'm a servant of justice. And the Lord even further, these were that and praised him even more. So this is the reply of the king, the question of what the dunya are you. We'll recite this verse. Raja Gadira Darshan is opening.